Spartan Nerd here, and I just told the Spartan wife not to bother me while I did this video, so Monster Energy it is, huh? Wonder how many more mistakes I'm going to make. So I've got new Eternia Kobra Khan here. I've had him for almost a month. I hadn't opened him because Cold Slither and, I did Hordak, new Eternia Tila, and guess what? I've got two more coming. Mosquitor and Montana were just released. So here we are. New Eternia Kobra Khan from my pile of loot. You can see since Mattel hasn't given us any other Snake Man, I just decided to use another snake themed character. If you spot someone else in the background, I guess that's another Monster Energy celebration. Mango Loco. So you see he comes in this regular Masterverse style package. You can see the figure very clearly. And this weapon that I've never been a fan of very clearly. The artwork shows Kobra Khan with the hood, the laser, which is cool. If I'm not mistaken, that is the same as Zodak's gun. No, I am mistaken. You see how they've changed it, and it has a snake mouth. We also see Tongue Lasher, the promise of more Snake Men to come, all right? I like Tongue Lasher quite a bit. All right, we have Kobra Khan's library image. You can see him without the hood, spraying some stuff with the hood and the top, holding the weird weapon. He has crabby claws. That's the reason why I don't really like that. Seems like the vintage figure had that weapon and the crabby claws, and that thing never... those were just not successful hands for vintage figures. The back shows us Kobra Khan again. This is a bad... I don't want to say a bad Photoshop, but it's a Photoshop image. I like that we get the Snake Man logo. If I'm not mistaken, that's a 2000X or a Master Universe Classics Snake Man logo. We can see different ways of posing him, different ways of using him. This is the more classic way, and this is reminiscent of animation, Master Universe Classics, etc. And we have Hordak, Kobra Khan. Why did they put a cross sale that includes the figure you have? It's because they just have a stock image that they just use for the whole wave. But I think it's dumb. They should use that as an opportunity to tease something coming out. The destruction of New Eternia awakened a long slumbering evil. As Kobra Khan heralds the return of the Snake Man. And that is a consistent story with 2000X. Kobra Khan opened the portal to release King Hiss and the other Snake Men. He's the smallest and weakest of the Snake Men, and honestly my least favorite that I had as a child. On the other side, the wraparound image, we see Ratlore. So, about Snake Men, I did not have Ratlore as a child, and I was barely aware of the character. Another one, Blast Attack. I don't know why he counts as a Snake Man, but he does apparently. I don't even think I heard of him until I was a grown up. Snake Face is another one. Might have had a cousin that had the Snake Face, but I did not care for him because I didn't have him growing up, and I thought he was ugly anyway. Which, that's the point. He's a Medusa, right? A man Medusa. Alrighty. We're going to get this opened up and see what this figure's about. But I'm going to tell you, what is bothering me is this open mouth. Is it articulated? Can it close? And I can tell you this. You can see inside, maybe. He's got like this open throat, which is reminiscent of the vintage figure. it could squirt water, but well, let's just open it up and see. So you pull this box out of the big box. It's the same red that Hordak had, so looks like the packaging committee took an easy way out. And nothing on the back, but we can see, look at that, that's something. So the hood is in two pieces. There's a little chip that goes on his head, and then it connects. How about that? That's a good thing I looked at that. So we come with a mace, that little chip I was talking about. Two claw hands. That's probably the spray effect. The hood, the laser gun, the figure. All right, here we go. Here we are outside the package. I haven't got all the accessories out yet. And Cobra Commander, go away. Retreat, right? Retreat. You should read the Energon Universe, where he says never retreat on the first couple panels. But a couple of things. Yes, this is an articulated jaw, which makes me happy. And he doesn't look too much like Bugs Bunny, but he does still look nerdy. I gotta say, he still does look nerdy. And yeah, I mean, what do you do? I mean, they're trying to look like the vintage figure. What else? Oh yeah, this emblem, the snake chest emblem, this comes off. I don't know why. So if I look at the accessories and find some reason for that, I will report that. But this just comes right out, and then there's a hole in his chest. Let's see what else we got. And here we are with the more monstrous look. I've swapped the hands out. And everything came in this red thing like Hordak and maybe Evil Lyn did a long time ago. Put the hood on. Turns out I was correct. This swaps out. So if you want to... What I was incorrect about is the packing list on the side showed that. I thought that was the chip that goes in the top of his head. No, that's an alternate breastplate. So you can have a more vintage looking Cobra Khan that doesn't have a Snake Man logo if you chose to do that. Let's see. And so you have this, it is an articulated jaw, like I said. You have this water spray venom effect that you can use because he can't squirt water, obviously. These claws are articulated, just like Clawfuls. They are Clawfuls. Claw. I suppose Buzz-Off's claws. But I don't have a Buzz-Off. I'm ready for that Mythic Legions to drop that I ordered like last year. Let's see about a couple of other things. And it looks like you can take that acid effect, attach it to the gun. So now Cobra Khan has more firepower than Cobra Commander. So there you go. We know who wins, at least at the snake theme battle. Now I might keep him on display this way with one trigger finger and one claw hand. Because my toys, play with them, right? How you want. It seems like this could be an easily lost piece that goes, the chip that goes in his head. So in some 15-year away future, when Cobra Khan is on sale at a yard sale somewhere, somebody's looking for a complete figure, this would be the piece that would be missing. Oh yeah. And it would be dumb if he just has this like gash in the back of his head. If that just was missing. Yeah. So, I had a hard time getting him in this. He's leaning against my backdrop, so he cannot stand up in this kind of moving pose. Now let's talk about his paint. This is a really shiny gloss green paint, and you see the brown armor. I wish this gun had more paint on it, and one of these days when it is snowing and I don't have to work, maybe I break out the paint. I feel like the claws are painted better. Like, I like that shade better is what I'm saying than this regular shade. I don't know. I guess that kind of matches the loincloth, whatever that is. Loin scales. They painted his toenails. See, they didn't bother to paint Skeletor's toenails, and I did it myself. No, Spartan wife did it with a Sharpie. But at least they did that here. So that adds something. I mean, he's pretty good. Here's the back of Cobra Khan. Time to take a bath. Snout spouts. Water effect does not fit in Cobra Khan's mouth. All right. That peg is too big. So here you get the pose from the back, just so you can see. Very well sculpted on the back. He has an extra third stripe going down there. Nothing really to see here, but you can't turn his head but so far without the hood just coming off. Yeah. Let's talk about the eye for a second. This is one of those like merman type eyes. And here is Merman with his eyes looking at us. Cobra Khan has the same kind of eyes. Just observation. These are the same legs except for the greaves. And do you see a lot more sculpted detail here? I do. And look at that sword. We need more gribbly scales all over Cobra Khan, like what's on what sword usually looks like a corn cob, but does not this time. If you can recall, Merman and Panther too, those like glass eyes. See, that sounds wrong. It's not like a prosthetic eye, but still, it's got this like realistic shine to it that the light hits it, and it seems to be a real eye. It's kind of like crazy because this is obviously an action figure, and then you got this real eye looking at you. Just an observation. Changing my camera angle. I was doing that without even really thinking, so hope that doesn't taint my video success. Probably will. It's not like these are successful anyway. Here's 2000X Whiplash from 2000X, and I just want to put these two together. They're both green. What else? I mean, okay, about 2000X. Here's the high horse. I did not get the Mondo 2000X He-Man. I missed it. I know I can still order the thing from Big Bad Toy Store that's not the timed edition. It's cheaper. Still going to be till June. I still probably could get it, but it's giving me time to think and reflect. In the meantime, I got Mosquito and Montana on the way. Two characters that are dear to my heart. Good comparison. You know, without that hood, though, Cobra Khan seems a lot less impressive. Mythic Legions. Ninian Infantry versus Masterverse Cobra Khan. So, these are both the same figure. I just bought two of them. And I reviewed them back in February, I believe. So, one big difference is Cobra Khan's mouth is articulated. So, you know, to do the same trick with the Mythic Legions, you just have an alternate head, which costs more money. Mythic Legions cost more money. The head just comes right off, but this is not articulated. Probably still scares my mom. All right. I mean, yeah, are we comparing like something basic here to something very artistic. You kind of get that vibe. I mean, on the other hand, he's bigger. He represents a legendary character, if you will, while these guys are your basic grunts, your red shirts. But you can't deny that the sculpts and everything on this is far more incredible. For an adult collector, more impressive. Which gets us back at the whole Mondo thing, right? And Mythic Legions. You know, these guys were $40 and he's $25. So these guys are probably more expensive now that our tariffs and all that have kicked in. But now for a real battle, because here we have a recent Masterverse Teela versus a very recent Kobra Khan. I'm just partial to Teela. She's a lady figure. But you can see similarities of the shades of the metal armor pieces and the shield and all that. I mean, so what is my rating of Kobra Khan? Well, its paint is pretty good, but there's some things about it that I don't like. Like, I like the shade and I like the glossiness. I guess it's not really the paint that's bothering me. It's the sculpt. It's a little bit drab and plain. There should be more scales all over it. I mean, they're competing with other snake men on the market. I'm talking about the Ninian Infantry and the upcoming Mythic Legions wave of South American, yeah, I guess, Mesoamerican style stuff that has reptile guys all over the place. I mean, these scales look like little pricks with a paintbrush. I mean, I like what's going on right there with the arm. And these legs are just the same lanky legs that we have all over the place in Masterverse. And accessories count? Okay, so here's an interesting one to me. I mean, yeah, the hood, is that an accessory or is that a necessity for the character? The vintage one did not have a hood, and I always thought that was weird as a child, because I thought, he's a Cobra Snake, why don't he have a hood? 2000X, they gave him the hood, and I was like, he's got the hood. And this seems sort of off-putting. It's like, I'm not going to be satisfied one way or another. This hood seems not so epic. I mean, look at the Cobra symbol. There's something Muppety about this hood compared to something like the Cobra hood. Like Serpentor's hood would be awesome. Do they have a G.I. Joe classified Serpentor? If they do, I'm probably got to get that thing. All right, okay. I just have to mark off on this sculpt. I usually don't. I just think there could be more scaly details in there. The paint, the finish, the plastic. That's pretty good. It's consistent with, say, Teela, even though she looks better. But I'm biased, I guess. But, I had Kobra Khan growing up as a kid. You just pressed him down, he squirted water. You ruined him in the bathtub, he had dry soap all over him. Then you got Dragon Blaster Skeletor and Snout Spout. They did water squirting. Tons of G.I. Joe characters in the 90s squirted water. You had Hot Wheels. You could get them wet. They change color. That was all fun. It's a little bit like, I have a Snake Man here named Kobra Khan. He's an essential character for Snake Man. He brings the Snake Men in. He's the first one they released. He gets the feels point there, but I'm just going to mark off on that sculpt because I'm just not that happy with it. I think he looks a little bit rabbity, even though it's not terrible. Like, it's not as bad as King Hiss, the first King Hiss from Master Universe Classics. But it's still a little bit rabbitish. And Snake Man should not look rabbitish or muppetish. So I'm going to go for 3 out of 5. Since a lot of mine have been 5 out of 5s lately. Now some people are going to think this is the best one all year. I don't think he's better than Hordak. I definitely don't think he's better than Tila. I think that gun needs some paint. I'm never a fan of this weapon, though the vintage figure, I believe, came with this weapon. So, I do like the modularity of the head and the chest plate. They haven't figured out a consistent plan for chest plates in this line, have they? But, do you agree or disagree? Hub City Geeks, let me know in the comments. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And I'm still waiting on my album to drop. It's been 2 weeks today. CD Baby, get it together. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.